Hi Sanjana, how are you?
Hi, Sinjan. Hi, sir. I'm good. What about you?
I'm good too. Thank you. So can you tell me something about yourself?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you to let me introduce myself. My name is Sanjana Patil, and I am from Hyderabad. I completed my post graduation in computer science from Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded, and I completed my software testing course from QH Technology, Hyderabad.
Okay, fine. So let me share my screen. So can you tell me the output of this Java program? So you have a public class A. Within that class, you have public static void main string arguments, and you have an if condition. And within if condition, you have a break statement.
It will print nothing, sir. May-
Sorry, it will?
It it will not print anything.
Okay. So it will not print anything. Yeah. So there is no system.out.println statement here. But will you get error or will you get some output? What would happen?
Maybe it will. I will get error, sir,
Why? Why you're getting error? Why do you think so?
because there is no condition also, and a break. I think break keyword we use in come out of loop.
Correct, correct. So you can use break within switch within loop, right? Here you will get an error. See, break statement can only be used with loop or switch. So using break with if statement causes break outside switch. So it will give you an error. Now, tell me what would be the output of this code?
Will get error, sir.
Error? Why?
Cause the according to the naming convention of Java, we cannot use that dollar symbol for the variable name.
No. See, this is an identifier. So let me tell you the output for this program. See, it looks like, so yes, you are correct. It looks like it will cause an error, but it won't, right? What does the identifier rule in Java says? You can start with alphabet, you can start with underscore, you can even start with dollar sign. What are identifiers in Java?
Identifier are name for the data type.
Identifiers are the name for the variables, methods, classes. Those should be
Yes,
unique. Okay. Now, how many identifiers are there in Java? 67 identifiers are there, right? So you have
okay.
67 identifiers in Java, and all these are valid only whether you use alphabet, whether you go for underscore, whether you go for dollar sign. So here you won't get any error. The answer will be nothing as we don't have any system.out.println statement. So it will not cause you any kind of an error. Okay. It is a valid identifier only that we have used here. Okay, fine. Now let me ask you. Okay, what is constructor in Java?
Constructor is a special type of method
Hmm.
uh, which a constructor are created whenever the instance of the class get uh, created.
Mm-hmm.
Constructor the constructor are used to initialize the value to the instance of the class. Constructor, the name itself suggests us that it will construct the value for the objects. It The constructor should not have any return type. And if user not defining any constructor, then Java by default create a default constructor. The
Hmm.
constructor name should be must be the same as the class name.
Correct, correct.
There are two type of constructor in Java. One is a default constructor, another is a parameterized constructor. Default constructor are those constructors which do not have any parameters, and these constructor are used to initialize the um, initialize the uh, value to the object, and the parameterized constructor are the constructor who which have on a number of parameters, and these type of constructor used to provide a distinct value to the different objects.
Correct, correct. So constructor is nothing but it's a special method that you mentioned it very correctly. What it is used for? It is used to initialize objects in the Java. There are two types of constructor, default constructor, parameterized constructor. That is correct. Mhm. Fine. What is the difference between abstract class and interface?
Both are used to achieve the abstraction in Java.
Hmm.
Both are to achieve the abstraction. In abstract class, we use abstract keyword
Hmm.
to make the class an abstract class, and in other hand, in interface, we use interface keyword. In abstract class, it can have the abstract method, concurrent method, or the combination of the both method. But in other hand, in interface, it will only have the abstract class only. In
In interface, you are telling.
interface, it
Uh,
can
it
have
will have
only
only abstract class.
abstract abstract methods.
Abstract methods. Correct, correct. Yes, yes, that is correct. What else?
I, abstract class, apart from private, any access specifier we can use for the methods. But in interface, only public access specifier is used. We can use final static in abstract method, but in interface, we can use only public access specifier for the variables also. To extend the abstract class, we use extend keyword, and to implement the interface, we use implement keyword. And in interface, interface is also used for the achieve the multiple inheritance. But with the abstract, there is nothing like the multiple inheritance. It just used to achieve the abstraction.
Mm-hmm. Correct, correct. Just one point. You were mentioning something about access specifiers. So public, private, those can be used by abstract class or those can be used by interface.
Interface used only public access specifier, where abstract can use public, default, and protected access specifier apart from private.
Mm-hmm. See, let me share the differences with you once so that you get an idea. See, what is interface? So interface contains only abstract methods. You covered this point. Abstract class can contain both abstract methods as well as concrete methods or both. So that's why 100% abstraction is not possible in abstract class. Whereas in interface, 100% abstraction is possible because it has only abstract methods. With
Yes.
respect to interface, if you'll see, so access specifiers for methods in interface can be public, right? With respect to abstract class, so except private, you can have all the access specifier. Why except private? Why you cannot use private here? Because those methods will be implemented in some other classes only. So you cannot
Yes.
have private there. Then variables can be public, static, final. So here again, except private variables, they can have any access specifiers. Then multiple inheritance is implemented using interface, but multiple inheritance is not possible via abstract class. Then the keyword that you are telling it uses implements keyword, right? So that is the correct thing. Okay, fine. So this is good. Now let us move to the next question. Mm, okay, what is method overloading in Java?
Method overloading in Java.
Mm, mm,
Method overloading is a process in which in one class there are a method, two or more method which have the same name but with the different parameters.
Hmm.
That process is called, so we can say that in the class method are overloading.
Hmm.
In We use method overloading because of code reusability and avoid of code duplication. If in such case, if I want to perform an action like some action adding two numbers but with the different parameters. So rather than creating the method, rather than creating with a different name, you choose to overload the method with the same name, but having the different parameters. In one case, I have to add two numbers. In another method, I have to like I want to add three numbers. So I can create public, public int sum add equal to a plus b. In another method, I can say like add equal to a plus b plus c.
Okay, correct, correct. So parameters you can increase. You can create you so method overloading is nothing but a class which is having two or more methods with the same name but different arguments or different parameters. Okay.
Yes.
What is method overriding?
Method overriding, if a class which acquires the properties and behavior of the another class, means a subclass can have if a subclass having the methods with the same name and same method signature of the parent class, then we can say that subclass is overriding the methods of superclass.
Hmm.
In method overriding, a is subclass having the same name and same parameters, same return type also of methods. What in overriding, if we want a method with the same name but having the difference in the behavior, then we can choose method overriding. In method overriding, the methods and the variables of the subclass hide the methods of the parent class.
Okay. What about variables? Can we override the variables as well?
Yes, sir, we can override the variables.
Can we override private, static, or final variables in Java?
We cannot override private
Correct.
variable.
Yes,
We
yes.
can
You cannot.
override.
Please, please go ahead. Hmm.
Yes, I guess we can overload the static variables.
Yes, correct, correct. Overloading is possible, but overriding is not possible. So
No.
let me share my screen. This difference is very important. You can get this in a real-time interview as well. See, when you say with respect to overriding, the argument list must be the same. With respect to overloading, the argument list must be different. At least the order of the arguments or the number of parameters can also be different. The return type can be the same. Here, the return type can be different in overloading. Here, again, we were discussing this. See, private, static, and final variables, they cannot be overridden. Whereas here, private, static, or final variables, they can be overloaded. What is overriding known as? It is known as runtime polymorphism. What is overloading known as? It is known as compile time polymorphism, or it is also known as static polymorphism or early binding, right? So that's the difference between overloading and overriding. In overriding, what happens is which method is needs to be called. That is decided at the runtime. But in overloading, it will be decided at the compile time itself. So that is the difference between overriding and method overloading. Okay, now what is encapsulation?
Encapsulation is a process of wrapping data and code in a single unit. It is encapsulation is We use encapsulation for the security purpose. We uh, we use private access specifier to make a class encapsulated. To access the encapsulation method, we use setter and getter methods.
Hmm. Okay, fine. Then what is abstraction?
Abstraction is the process of hiding implementation details and showing only functionalities to the users.
Hmm.
It is like, for example, it is like a ATM machine. Like we are using the ATM machine, but we don't know the background functionalities, how it works.
Hmm. Hmm. Right, right. So can you give one more example of abstraction apart from ATM machine?
Like so, if
Mhm.
we are riding a car, like we know that we can ride the car, but we don't know the functionalities, like how it is starting, how engine is working. The inner
Mhm.
uh, functionalities we don't know. We just like use the key and start the car.
Okay, okay. Correct, correct. Okay, right. So then, okay. What are packages in Java?
Packages is a group of classes interfaces.
Mhm.
We use packages for the code readability.
Why do you need packages? Yeah, that is there for code readability, but apart from that, what is the significance of using packages?
The same type of classes interfaces we can like put in one package, and we can use those by importing the package. If we use the like we don't use the package, then it will be very confusing to import some classes or interfaces. That's why we use packages.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now let me share my screen. So yeah. So before moving to the next question, yes, packages, you were able to answer it correctly. Package is nothing but it is a mechanism in Java with the help of which you can group multiple classes, interfaces into a single module. So the package, it has been declared, it can be used, it is declared in small letters actually. It can be used for clubbing the important units together. The main use of packages to resolve naming conflicts. So sometimes, people do name similar kind of things together, but if you will use package, so those kind of conflicts you will not get. And you can define classes and interfaces as well that are not accessible with outside the class. So those kind of visibility control also you're getting via package only. Now, why don't you give the output of this program? Wait, let me share my screen. So now you have to tell me the output of this particular program. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what would be the output of this program?
Yes, yes, sir. Just a minute.
Yeah, yeah, you can take your time to think. Should I increase the font size?
No, no, sir. It's okay. That's fine. X equal to m dot 4
Correct. No,
and y
x
to
equal to, sorry, what you're telling, x equal to?
m dot 4.
Mm, no, that will not happen, no? See, think again.
X equal to 4 and y equal to 2.
Correct, correct. X equal to 4, Y equal to 2. Because see, what is M here? M is
M
an
is
object.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Now
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got
So
it.
tell me. Okay, now you have to tell me the difference. Why did you tell first X equal to M dot 2 and Y equal to M dot 2? Yeah.
No, just I am declared M as a variable, so that's why I told that way. But now later I got that you created a new test like object.
Hmm. Okay. No worries. No worries. So that's good thing that at the end you got the answer. Great. So these kind of coding questions also you would get. Now let me tell you. Okay. Can we have more than one package statement in a source file?
No, sir, we cannot have more than one package in a
Mhm.
source. It
Okay.
will we will get error.
Correct. Correct. Okay. What are access modifiers in Java?
Access modifiers are used to show the accessibility of the method variables and the
Hmm.
classes. There are four types of access modifiers in Java: public, private, protected, and the default.
Hmm.
Public access specifier is accessible within all the packages and classes, subclasses, other packages where protected are like accessible with the same package, with the same class, same package, and subclasses in the same package, and subclasses from the different package also,
Mm-hmm. Which one
and
you are telling? Protected.
protected
Okay. So packages you covered, class you covered, but what about the
sub in same
subclass?
package, and subclasses in another package also can access the protected specifiers.
Okay. What about different package and non-subclass?
No, sir, they cannot access the protected access specifier.
Okay.
Next is private.
Hmm.
We can access only through the class. And default, we can access in the same class and same package.
Okay. Fine. So what about when you say default? So can we use default as an access specifier for different package subclass?
No, I guess it is accessible only in the same package, same class, same package, subclasses.
Okay. What about default access specifier? Can it be used for different package non-subclass?
No, sir.
No, it cannot be, right? Yes,
Yes.
correct. So let me share my screen and let me show you all these access specifiers once. See, you have public. Public is like a vanilla flavor, right? Everything it will be possible in the same class, in the same package subclass, in the same package non-subclass, in the different package subclass, in the different package non-subclass. When it comes to default, so whenever you declare any method as default, so you can access that method in the same class. Again, same package subclass and same package non-subclass is also possible. But different package subclass and different package non-subclass, that is not possible. Then you go with protected. So whenever you declare any method as protected, so yes, it can be accessed within the same class, within the same package subclass, within the same package non-subclass, and within the different package subclass as well. But it cannot be accessed for non-subclass in a different package. Okay. Now, private is a kind of a more secured. So you can say same package, same subclass, same package, non-subclass, and different package subclass, different package non-subclass. It cannot be accessed only, right? It cannot be accessed for all these things, but it can be accessed only in that particular class. See, the whole definition changes now. Hmm? So that is
Yes.
private, and you have protected, you had default, you have public. I think you covered everything. That was good. Now let's go with the next question. Mm, okay. Is it possible to create constructor in an abstract class?
Yeah, it is possible to create a constructor in abstract class, but we cannot implement the abstract class. So there is no meaning to creating a constructor for abstract class. But it cannot give any error. We can create a constructor for abstract class, but we cannot implement the abstract class. So there is no use of the constructor.
Right, right. What are checked exceptions and what are unchecked exceptions in Java?
Checked exception are those exceptions which are the subclass of the throwable class, apart from the runtime exception and the errors. And the checked exception are the exception which are checked at the compile time by the compiler. For example, exception, SQL exception, class not found exception, file not found exception, these type of exception. Where the unchecked exception are the subclasses of the runtime exception, which these are called unchecked exception because these are not checked by the compiler. If at the compile time there is an error of the unchecked exception, the program will compile, but at the runtime it will terminate it. So these are called unchecked exception. For example, arithmetical exception, array index out of bound exception, string index out of bound exception, these type of exception. Null value counter, null value.
Okay, great, great. Fine. Now, okay, can we have a method name same as class name in Java?
Yes, we can have a method name same as a class name. It will not give any error, but it will confirm. So that's why I avoid to have a same name as class name.
Okay. Okay, Sanjana, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah. Yeah, let me stop the recording.